So I think a lot of that influence came from like in high school. It's weird now, but Louis was a big impact on it. Mulaney, I love.
I don't feel like you have to be like.
It's still weird though, you know.
It's not like you're like promoting his new special.
I know.
It's just like we can't deny that certain things. Like I remember when I was a kid that sometimes there were episodes of the Cosby Show that came on.
Yeah,
and that brought in a different world. Like, and we can still say. And Cosby is a huge scumbag who deserves to be where he's at right now.
I just feel like without saying it, then people are like, huh, it's not anything, but it's a little note thing.
I guess Eddie's fine with jerking off in front of women that didn't ask for it. I guess
that's the one thing that comes off to somebody about me who they don't know me from the podcast. Wow, I can't believe it.
Main thing I know, wouldn't cure fucking AIDS and hunger and all that stuff. And he's a big fan of Louis C.K. jerking off around women.
But especially, I don't even know where to go after that. No, especially, I love too. Chappelle's talking about Louis' thing was hilarious. That was one of. It's weird. People have opinions on Chappelle. I even talked about him publicly and got some uproar in my replies about it. But like, I think the way he talks about stuff is just like this guy fully kind of gets it. There's some stuff I don't agree with that he says, but it's weird. He's got this perspective that nobody else has, where he blew up and was like the most famous comedian of that year, and then just disappeared and just kind of observed everything for 10 years. And it's just like, all right, here's what I think, after just kind of brewing on everything.
I imagine part of it has to come from knowing you fucking crushed it. Like you stepped away, like, because no one can ever kind of take that. Like people can say, oh, maybe it wasn't the right move. I think it's a lot harder to say that after he's cashing these Netflix checks.
Yeah.
And that the specials are actually, I personally think, fucking fantastic.
Yeah, I think all four are like some of the best of all time.
Yeah, if you can go in and be like, this is really fucked up that he said this and problematic. There's when it comes to comedy, especially because I feel like it's the thing that I will defend the furthest. I feel like those guys are on this insane tightrope. Those guys, oh shit, I fucked up. All these comedians are out there and they're on this tightrope, and it's not that they're even just on this tightrope. There's like people actively shooting at them while they're doing it, and aiming for it. I think and it's so interesting based off of like the reception, because everyone that Aziz Ansari, of course, different situation, although people kind of compare everything at the same level, which is hard when you're trying to have a conversation. But depending on where you went, that was either one of his best specials ever, or he's a fucking abomination who shouldn't have gotten a second chance.
Yeah.
It's interesting.
Yeah, especially I think agreeing with that of the kind of tightrope they're on is Chappelle. That was a big thing in, I think it was the Bird Revelation, the small comedy club one, the one which insanely he did kind of like during Me Too and was like fully joking.
Was
like,
that where he did the Louis bit?
Yeah. And he was just talking about the importance of like speaking recklessly. And yeah, it's nice because for him, it's like Aziz can kind of isn't fully bulletproof with it, but Chappelle kind of is, just from his whole perspective and who he is. He can kind of say what he wants and he's fine, which is odd. I know there's still pushback, but nothing's gonna happen.
I feel like that was a lot of the case with Louis before all that stuff came out.
Yeah.
Right. Because it was like he was making like pedophile jokes.
That thing on SNL was one of the most, for comedy, one of the most courageous things I've ever seen
on SNL.
Do.
Talking about
I don't even like, I wouldn't do it justice to even like quote it or anything, but especially I don't want that clip.
Please say it so that we could cut it out of context.
If you look it up,
be like, look forward to this episode. Some crazy shit happened.
I couldn't believe he did that. I watched it live and I was like, I can't believe he's saying this on NBC.
Yeah. Well, I feel like he kind of, and maybe I'm misremembering, I feel like he like just slowly ramped it up more and more to see what he could, like, he was one, I feel like the first comedians that I ever heard openly and in a funny way bitch about his kids. Specifically call them like stupid and shit like that. I'm like, what's happening with that guy right now? I think he's probably still like he's doing clubs.
Yeah, again. He's doing clubs. Weird opinions on whatever happened with the recording of his last club thing, because also it's
because the Parkland kids.
Yeah, and it's like I don't know about what he was talking about, but also it's like it's not for anyone to judge a recording from a comedy club because it's not worked out. So it's like comedy clubs are where you're supposed to kind of be able to say anything, even if it's completely untrue, even if you don't believe it, or if it's really fucked up. That's where comedians learn like, oh, I shouldn't say this because I'm testing it out. But it's like, I heard it and was like, I don't like that at all.
So all of a sudden everyone gets to hear material that hasn't been worked on.
Yeah, exactly.
I believe it was his first time back.
Yeah, it was I think the first recording of anything he had. I think my disappointment came from it where, again, it's dumb to be disappointed because it's a comedy club clip. So I shouldn't be even have an opinion. But it was like, I was really hoping if he did come back, he seems like the guy who's like, all right, I have a lot to say on this situation. And like, just very good, like kind of like Chappelle, where he has a great perspective on everything. And that comedy club clips just seem so angry, where it was like, oh, it seems like he didn't.
So the lean in.
Yeah, he like went far, and I get it. Like if you feel like you're being attacked by everybody, but I don't know. We went right into talking about Louis. Like,
wait, did we open it with, I don't know if I should even.
Yeah, it was like,
and then we did 5 minutes. Perfect. Exactly what I was looking for.